beaten, kidnapped. And they said, no, no, no. Whatever you do to those protesters is okay, because we have to have law and order. We have to have law and order. This is rebellion. It is treason. It is lawlessness. It is unacceptable. And we are on a glide path at this point to having to look down the barrel of possible civil war. When all the things we talk about up here sound so abstract, when we talk about the peaceful transfer of power, it just sounds like something from a book. This is what it looks like when you don't have a peaceful transfer of power. Abraham Lincoln talked about some people want rule or ruin. If I can't have it my way, I'll burn the whole country down. If I can't have it my way, I will burn the country down. So now I don't think that Republicans and conservatives can look at this and say this is okay. I'm calling on all of my conservative friends, my Republican friends, to say, what would I do if Black Lives Matter dropped 30,000 black people on the nation's capital and laid siege to the seat of power in the middle of a joint session of Congress and broke in? What would I say if Black Lives Matter did that? I'm going to say that right now. What would if Muslims did it? If Muslims dropped 30,000 Muslims on the seat of government in the middle of a joint session of Congress and ran in there and there was blood on the floor and tear gas, what would we be saying? If you believe that we are all one people, you don't like the hyphenations. If you believe that we're all one country, if you won't believe in law and order, if you're against traitors, if you are for patriotism, there needs to be a uniform denunciation from top to bottom of the Republican Party of what we're seeing. And the last thing I just want to say is this. You know, for Keisha Lance Bottoms, a black woman who was a mayor of Atlanta, when they started rioting in Atlanta, she stood up and she said, you stop it. You don't do this in Atlanta. You don't do this in America. She stood up to her base and told them to go home. Where is the President of the United States? Where is Donald Trump? Show the wisdom and the intelligence and the strength of a black woman mayor of Atlanta in the middle of this riot, and then we can get someplace.
The voice you're hearing is Van Jones.
The mayor did not.
A very important voice.
And the President of the United States said, Rick,
But this merely comes down to
but I don't understand how you don't understand
the
how
bullet
we got here.
or the
We know
ballot.
how we got here. We know that words matter. And when the President of the United States
The
says
bullet
again and again and again,
or the ballot.
these institutions are corrupt, they're rigged, the election was fraudulent, they're stealing it from you. When he goes out and addresses
That's where we're at.
people today and tells them that they have to be strong and urges them to march down to the Capitol.
The bullet or the ballot?
Understand how this happened. We know how
Or you can say the ballot or the bullet. Either way,
for this, Winston Churchill,
you may get the bullet.
Ride to and fro upon tigers which they dare not dismount, and the tigers are getting hungry.
This is
The
America.
president sits in the White House, and the tigers are loose at the Capitol. Let me just say one more thing, Gloria. I am the son of an immigrant who fled a country because of scenes like this and came to the United States because this was a country of law. This is a country of laws, and many of us share that story. I am in tears today to see this scene. This is not an American scene, and this was not a necessary scene. And I understand completely why it happened.
Gloria?
I'm heartbroken. I spent 10 years walking up and down those steps, covering Capitol Hill, having a great deal of respect for the people who serve in that Capitol. Most of the time, by the way, talk about policy, even with Senator Santorum over there. And I watched this today, and I said,
And we
that's
all
my
know
Capitol.
if
That's
this
my
was
house.
Black Lives
That's
Matter,
our house. And
there would
these
be
are
bodies
domestic
all
terrorists.
over the Capitol.
They're ripping it apart. And then I
But
saw
since
tweet
it's
by Ivanka
whites
Trump, which she took down, which
with
called them
white
American
privilege,
patriots. She said,
moving in white
any
power,
security breach is unacceptable, etc.
white cops
But she called them American patriots.
and white security
That is not what I call them.
don't have it in their heart
These are people who march
to
there
exercise
to do damage.
law
And they march there
and
to do
order.
damage in the
as their
middle
president
of
declared
a
that's what he's about.
constitutional
Law and order.
session
And
in
what do we
which
see now?
a presidential
Mayhem,
election, free and
destruction,
fair, was being
even
certified.
going all the way
And you have to
through
go back
the
to what
chambers
this is what Dave
and
was
going
talking about,
into
what the president
offices
said earlier today
and
in
going
his
in,
speech.
desecrating the
And
Capitol,
he said,
even
we're going to
in
walk
the
down to the
rotunda,
Capitol. We're going to cheer on our
simply
fellow senators and
because
congressmen and women, the ones
they're
who
white
support him.
privilege
We're probably
and
not
they're
going to be
under white
cheering
power.
because you'll never take
Again,
back our
I
country
say,
with weakness. You have to show
the ballot
strength and you have to be strong.
or the
So
bullet.
we'll walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, and that was permission. That was permission.
And as we speak, the man who is responsible for all of this, Donald J. Trump, is in the White House watching this on TV, as he has been for much of his administration, both a president and just an observer watching these moments pass by. And this is all part of his grift. These people have stormed the Capitol, have threatened our democracy, have spurred insurrection and treason in order for a grift that's going on being centered in the White House. The grift of the Trump family, raising money off of this, raising money off these lies. And the president is just standing there watching it on television, surrounded by his coterie of enablers. I want to go back to Wolf.
It's hard to believe, Anderson, what's going on here in the United States Capitol right now. I've been around here for a long time. I've never seen anything like this. I never thought I would see an armed mob like this break windows and get into the United States Capitol and do what they're doing. And you can see what's going on. These individuals, they should be arrested immediately. I assume some of them will be. There is videotape. We see their faces. We see what they're doing. They are illegally breaking into the United States Capitol, endangering members of the House of Representatives, members
Again,
of the U.S.
if there was Black Lives Matter or black people in
on the floor
general,
of the Senate and the House,
they would be
law
dead on the
enforcement are
spot.
raising their weapons to deal with these mob individuals. I don't want to call them protesters. They're not protesters. They're people who are engaged in an insurrection that will fail. They will be arrested. We are now told that members of the U.S. military's National Guard from Maryland and Virginia are on the way. Major numbers are coming in to deal with this enormous threat to the U.S. democracy. Only 14 days left. 14 days until the inauguration, when Joe Biden will become the president of the United
Again,
States. I can only
JC Global Embassy TV1. JC Global Embassy TV1. Ring the bell, hit the thumbs up button.
14 days until